1 billion cross-border trips? That's actually insane. Is that correct? Or am I hearing that incorrectly? 1 in 6? Really? There's no way that's correct. What is up? Welcome back. Today I'm reacting to a video titled Your Rights as a European. What are the rights of Europeans? I'm an American, so I know the American rights, but the European ones, I need to learn about. What's up? If you haven't met me yet, my name is Aaron, and this is Aaron Arnold Reacts. Through this channel, I'm discovering everything about Europe. People, culture, sports, history, anything you can imagine. The goal of this channel is to laugh together, to learn together, and to have fun together. I post videos every single day, so I want you to be right there with me. So go ahead and hit like and subscribe. Now, let's see what the European rights are.
500 million people from 27 countries living in the European Union. We have the right to live, work, travel, and shop anywhere in Europe. We make over 1 billion cross-border trips every year.
Hold on. 1 billion cross-border trips? That's actually insane. 1 billion. You cross the country. There's Americans who will never and have never left the country. And Europeans make 1 billion a year.
12 million of us live in another EU country.
Wow.
But sometimes we face barriers to our rights and our freedom to move across Europe. The European Union is working to make sure everyone benefits from the same rights in everyday situations.
Okay.
If you're one of the 75 million Europeans who fall victim to crime every year, you will have the right
1 in 75 million. Okay. This has to be like petty theft or something small, right?
to support, protection, and access to justice wherever you are in the EU. Every year, 8 million Europeans are accused or suspected of a criminal offence. To guarantee a fair trial, they will have the right to information, translation and interpretation, access to a lawyer, and to contact their family and consulate.
Wow, okay. Okay, this is actually interesting because the translator is the big thing I see here. As an American, we just don't have that. I mean, sure, we have a minority population of Mexicans, and they speak Spanish, obviously, but we don't really have any other language besides English. Everybody speaks English all the time. That's why a lot of Americans just don't know a lot of languages.
There are more international couples, too, around 16 million of them.
Wow,
The
okay.
EU is agreeing to common rules to simplify the handling of joint property and to enable couples to choose the national law which applies in case of divorce.
Oh,
If you're one of the 90 million Europeans travelling outside the European Union every year, or one of the 30 million Europeans living in a non-EU country, rest
wow,
assured,
okay.
if you lose your passport or fall ill abroad, you can ask for help from any EU embassy of any EU country if your own country doesn't have one there. For the 97 million working
Wait a second. So let's say somebody from Croatia went to the US and they had a problem and they got, I don't know, they had a severe damage and they ran up a huge medical bill in the United States because, you know, medical bills in the United States are huge. They would be able to not only call on Croatia, but on other EU countries for support. Is that correct? Or am I hearing that incorrectly?
women in Europe who earn around 17% less than men and make up only 12% of company boards. The EU is pushing for equal pay and equal access to decision-making. 1 in 6 Europeans have a disability of some sort. They
1 in 6? Really?
should have equal access to goods.
No, wait a second. 1 in 6 Europeans have a disability. There's no way that's correct. I mean, there's just no way.
Goods, services and technology, whether it's getting a job, taking a bus or surfing the internet.
True, I agree.
With a population of 10 to 12 million, the Roma are the biggest ethnic minority in Europe. As EU citizens, they have the same rights as everyone else without having to face discrimination or exclusion.
Just so I'm clear, the Roma people, I think in the US, is that the gypsies? I think we would say gypsies in the US. Maybe that's incorrect, I'm not sure, but from a US perspective, that's what I would know.
Thanks to the single market, consumers can shop anywhere in Europe.
Okay,
But only 8% of us currently buy online from other European countries.
interesting.
New EU rules will make it easier for online shoppers to find their favourite products in other EU countries, with the option of choosing a European sales contract to safeguard their rights. For example, when returning goods.
Interesting. By the way, does your country have Amazon? Because I know Amazon's everywhere. I mean, in the US, there's people who literally order something every single day from Amazon. So I'm sure it's here too, right?
These rules are good for the economy too, because businesses can trade anywhere in Europe under the same rules.
Okay.
This cuts costs for companies, especially small ones, which make up 99% of companies in Europe.
Fair enough, yeah.
Your personal data will be safeguarded.
Okay, I think this is one of the biggest things that the EU probably does well is safeguarding people's information. In the US, you have to select no. You have to go and find the settings and say, no, I don't want to share my cookies. In the EU and Europe, from my understanding, you have the option to say yes. So it's a no unless you say yes. But in the US, it's a yes unless you say no, if you understand, if you follow.
70% of EU citizens are concerned that their personal data may be misused.
Fair enough.
That's why the EU is working to strengthen your right to access, change, or delete your data, as well as the right to be forgotten, letting you remove data after you no longer want it to be used.
Okay.
As a European citizen, your rights are protected at home, abroad, and online.
Wow, okay. Very informative. Was all of it true? I feel like there was a lot more to this that I didn't maybe get. I feel like I could have gotten maybe more of the rights, but I guess some of the big ones are understood here. I think another one in Europe that's amazing is healthcare in general, schooling in general. On top of that, you have a lot of really clean water in Europe. People just have a lot of really healthy ways of life, the food regulations, all those things. I feel like EU offers a lot more than was mentioned here, but maybe I just am just optimistic. Well, if you enjoyed the video, if you want to see another video just like this one, make sure to hit like and subscribe. I hope you'll keep learning about Europe with me, having fun with me, and of course, laughing with me. So I will see you in the next video. Cheers.